What's up, everyone? It's Mastermouth here to help us get better at Warzone and hopefully entertain you along the way. Today we are discussing the Vanguard M1911 pistol that you drop into the game with. I'm tired of hearing people die on drop and say, oh, there's nothing I could have done, I had a pistol. While sometimes this might actually be true, most of the time I guarantee you that there's some decision you could have made along the way that would have put you in a more advantageous position or gotten you out of that scenario entirely. The fact is that the Vanguard M1911 has an extremely low time to kill that's competitive with even some loadout meta guns. And if used properly in the right situation, it can be extremely powerful and win your gunfights, even against players using real guns. We will now go over clips of me doing something with the 1911. As always, please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. Right here, this first clip is just a 1v2 with the 1911 against two players that have guns, right? And let's just go into the intricacies of how exactly I played the situation, because it is very unlike how I would play it with any other weapon. And the reason why I come out on top in this situation is not, and I'm not saying these guys I'm up against are the best in the world, right? I know this team isn't very good. This is just proof of concept. This is how I like to play with the 1911 and where I see a lot of success in playing strategically in this style with the 1911. And a lot of concepts I'm going to outline here in this clip, I believe, are very, very useful in these kinds of gunfights. So we're moving through here, and I see, so if you back up, saw a guy right there, right? So I could take this shot right here. I have a clear line of sight. I won't miss that shot. But the thing is, I have a 1911, right? At that range, I'm probably not gonna, even if I land every shot, I'd probably need at least 2 or 3 headshots to get the kill. He definitely wouldn't just stand there as I shoot him. I mean, he might, you know, how a lot of the players in this game are, you know, but he might just stand there, but I can't count on that, right? So he's not looking at me. As far as I know, he doesn't know I'm here. I'm going to try and close that distance a little bit to ensure I get the kill, because if I shoot him from right here, he realizes I'm here, he just goes around the car, and then he peeks out, and I'm dead, because he has an automatic weapon that is way better at this range. So I'm going to close the range, right? Get right up behind him, but here we go again. Am I going to shoot? No. And this is why. As soon as I get right up behind him, I don't know if he heard me. I think he might have heard me because of the way they play this. So he runs behind the car, and I run in here because I don't want to get reach-howled immediately, because I'm afraid he heard me and he's going to reach-howl me immediately out, like, from out behind the car. That's what I'm afraid of, so I run in here and I get ready for that. I realize I kind of hear him running away. I'm like, okay, maybe he didn't see me. But now his teammate right here sees me, okay? See this guy right here? Coming from storage roof, my mouse is circling him. He sees me, and I see that he sees me. So, I go over here. He's kind of pretending like he didn't see me, because I'm pretty sure he wants me to push, but as you'll see when I peek the corner, he's already looking here. But before I peek, because I assume that he did see me, always assume the worst, right? Never assume that they're dumb, because then in the case that they're not, you will die, right? So I'm going to shoulder peek that corner a little bit to try and bait him into shooting, which he doesn't. So I have to full peek out here, and luckily he already was cracked, so I'm able to get the down there. He doesn't even really crack armor on me. He does get me pretty low though, and again, I don't have plates, and now I'm dealing with this other guy who's even further away that has an automatic weapon that's on his team. So now I have to wait, and so I decide to fall back because I'm behind that box, right? He knows I'm behind that box 100,000%. I cannot get out from behind that box without him seeing me, get away from that box without him seeing me. So I know the push is coming, and that is a fight I 100% will not win if he takes that push and controls that fight on me. So instead, I get into cover here where I have a little more cover to work with, a little more area to move around, a little more mystery in my opponent's mind of what I could be doing. Because if I'm behind that box, you know, maybe I'm crouched, maybe I'm standing. There's not a lot of options he has to consider. This has a few more options he has to consider, as well as a couple tougher angles instead of just sliding around the corner and hip firing to get the easy no armor kill on me. This makes him have to think a little bit. I'm taking different angles, and then I peek out to the right and use this refrigerator here, right? I'm using this refrigerator as cover. You'll see me crouch behind it to get this early damage on him and get him to also miss his shots. And I go back into cover as I reload. I don't reload out of cover. I realize, oh, he's pretty damaged. He's not, I can tell he's not that, you know, great of a player. So I don't think he's going to chow me if he has that low of health. I'm pretty sure he's just going to sit behind the car and try to armor up. So I reload, and then I realize this is my chance to actually get the team wipe here. This is my one and only chance. He's going to armor up and re-chow me, which I probably won't win because I don't have armor myself. I can't armor up, so I have to challenge this. So what I do is I aggressively jump peek out and try to shoot him over the car here. and we're gonna play it back for you one more time in slow motion, the whole thing. And I'm gonna and the reason why I jumped there and not slide, that's also a calculated decision. If I slide there, his angle behind the car is better on me than I have on him. And I'll show that to you in a second. So he damages me. I know I have to. I'm lying down in case he's doing the quick. In case he's pushing me really hard, right? In case he pushes me right now, so I'm ready for that. Then I realize he's not doing that, so I stand up. It's in slow motion, so I stand up, and I realize I'm fighting, so I start using the cover that I have to get him to miss some shots, make him a little uncomfortable, get him low on health. He gets scared, goes back behind the car. I kind of saw him retreat a little bit. You saw his movement. So I'm like, okay, he's going back behind the car. As soon as I reload, I'm peeking out of this, and already I'm ready for, like, see where my crosshair is? I'm ready for where he's going to be because I saw where he was going to be before I re-challenge that. And I jump again because if I slide here, he has a way better angle on me here, shooting down at me over the trunk of the car here, than I would have on him shooting kind of up if I was sliding, and I would basically have to shoot him in the head. But me jumping here exposes more of his body to me, more of his physical mass to me, and gives me an easier shot because he's behind something that I can jump and have perspective over. This gives me the easier shot than if I were to slide.
He's hacking.
Okay, so you just heard my teammate in the comms. He said he's hacking. So basically, I don't know to this day if this person was cheating. I think the peek they have on me in this room is a little suspicious with no prior information. Again, I'm not going to say definitively whether or not they were, but this is, again, to showcase, because either way, this guy's not a bad player. This is a good way to showcase the power of the 1911. So my teammate says this enemy that's near me is hacking, right? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, what are my options? I have to assume he's hacking, because always assume the worst, right? Always assume the worst to make the safest play. And so I decide I'm just going to hold this room extremely close angle. This is a perfect area for a 1911, no matter where they engage me, unless he engages me from this window out here. That would be there, or this doorway here. Those would be perfect engagements for him, but every other engagement he could take coming through this window or through this door, basically, that's it. If I land my shots, I have an advantage with the 1911. I'm counting on that because even if he's hacking, even if he has wall hacks and he knows where I am, he still has to take this fight either way. He has no choice but to take this fight. And my time to kill, I'm guaranteeing with, and you'll see I combo it with the melee. I'm to also jump his, to punch his aim up. Combined with that, guarantees me the kill, even though he had full plates and weapons. Weapons, right? I have a weapon too. But here he pushes, does, slide, big wide peek here, you'll see in a second.
Coming for you, Bess.
And yeah, you'll hear my teammate call it out. And you'll see I'll play it back in slow motion again, but actually another big advantage to this spot I was using. And you can also get back up on that bunk bed there to my left. And the reason why I didn't get up on the bunk bed to the left, here's another thing, right? Another thing I was keeping in my mind is if he's hacking and he sees I'm up on that bunk bed to the left, he can take an angle outside of this doorway, peek in, and have an angle on me that I won't be able to challenge very well with my weapon if he has an automatic weapon. So instead, I choose this close angle to the door to force him to fully come into the room before, like, if he wants to engage me, he has to fully come into the room. That way, it's I have a better chance at killing him because it's 1911 and he's in my face, right? And so I'm able to do this, and I'm able to basically just bum rush him because he has to take that crazy peek to get me at that close angle that I was sitting. Because if I was on the bunk bed, he wouldn't have even had to come through the doorway. See what I'm saying? So the 1911, if you use it in a very specific way, in a very controlling way where you control the gunfight, you can come out on top in a lot of situations where it just seems like crazy or impossible. I want to review, I think, 2 more clips here. Yep. So, or actually 3 more clips. So maybe you're not so good at shooting with the 1911. I know I have a pretty decent trigger finger. I have pretty decent aim. All right. Maybe you're like, okay, well, I'm not able to land those kind of shots consistently, right? Well, here's a situation where I get the team wipe with only my ground loot and without firing a single shot. So here you'll see I engage a team. There's a team in this house, and I realize a little too late. I hear him, and I ping for my teammate, who is, as you can see on the minimap, right here. Then I grab this proximity mine because I'm like, okay, they probably hear me too. They might come out this door to try to chow me. I'm going to throw this proximity mine down here, right? And that might guarantee me a kill. I won't even have to shoot. That guy starts shooting at me. I realize he got the first shots on me. He knew I was there. I didn't know he was there. He had the advantage, right? So I'm going to reset this gunfight. I'm not going to keep taking that gunfight because I would probably lose it. So I reset the gunfight. I leave my procs there. I'm like, okay, he's probably going to push. Maybe his teammate will push out. Someone's going to hit this procs. I just have a feeling, right? You get these sixth sense feelings. I have a feeling someone's going to hit the procs mine. And my teammate's distracting. There goes the procs mine. I get it down. All right, I go inside to finish it down, maybe grab a gun, and I'm getting shot from behind. I actually don't think, right, in my mind here, I don't think he's actually going to come through the door I just came through. I think he's going to come make this smart, like, I guess the smarter play in my mind. What was actually the smarter play in this situation he makes, because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting him to go around and come in the door that's behind me. So I go right back out, or I try to go right back out the same door I came in, but he's right there. So I just end up hitting the beatdown on him after my teammate got a few shots on him. But like I said, there's a lot of people I've played with that I've seen in situations like this where they just literally, they give up. Like I literally see it. They're like, there's nothing I can do. And there's always as long as you are alive, there is always something you can do in almost any given situation. I guarantee you. And so 2 more clips here. These last 2 are going to be, so this is a vehicle kill. I'm going for the cash drop here. I see this guy dropping in. I want to see what he's doing. I actually end up sticking the cash drop here, which is a bad idea. If you're ever in this situation and you see a person flying in on you that close, do not stick the cash drop. It's stupid. I don't know why I did that. But he gets in the heli, and I'm able, to distance myself, and I want to kind of, I know that was kind of quick. We're going to slow it down for you here in a second. I get the cash drop too. So notice how at first I start moving in closer to the helicopter, right? I'm getting closer to him. And this is, with the 1911, this is going to be natural, because it's a closer range weapon. Naturally, you want to move closer, make the target easier to hit, land more shots, do more damage, right? So naturally, you're going to find yourself just naturally moving closer to people. This guy just grabbed a helicopter. And so I need to be moving away from him. So you'll see as soon as he starts flying it towards me, I start backing up, because those blades are the real danger here. Those blades can kill you even after you shoot the guy out, right? So I shoot him out here. And then look at the blades, though. I'm still backing up after the kill, and avoiding those blades, because he still could have gotten that kill there if I had run into those blades. But keeping distancing, and the reason why I kind of left this in is with the 1911 being so aware of like distancing and ranges against your enemies is very, very key to playing well with the 1911 and keeping people within a certain range, but not getting out of a certain range, but also not getting too close to a certain range. You know what I'm saying? So right here, this is just the last clip. The most popular, I think, 1911 type of kill is the air kill. So I figured I'd put one in here, even though after the health update, I know it's a little harder to get these, right? 300 health instead of 250, but here is one. Normally, you don't really go for these. They just kind of happen. Someone just kind of pulls their chute in front of you. You're just like, oh, you know, I'll go for this. And then, you know, 1 out of 3 times you hit it. But here it is. Basically, you just kind of wait for them, pull their chute. Make sure you're reloading. If you have to do it twice like I did here, make sure you reload and don't just leave 2 shots in. But usually the goal is to get them to pull their chute under your chute. And just lining up the timing like that to where they pull their chute and you cut your chute at the exact same time they pull theirs, gives you the best opportunity, or gives you the most motion while they're the slowest to get the kill. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something today. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Catch you guys in the next one.